Hey, Brenna. Welcome back to the session. Thanks for returning.
Mhm.
Did you get here okay?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So last time we spoke, you informed me that you've kind of been having these feelings of sadness for quite some time now, pretty much every day. Um, not really feeling pleasure in the things that you like doing, taking your dog for a walk, you don't really feel like doing that anymore, feelings of worthlessness. You kind of still having those same feelings?
Yeah. I've been excessively bummed out,
Yeah,
having a hard time.
yeah. What's that like for you? What's bummed out?
Um, I just don't feel like existing anymore.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I get that. You gotta all feel,
Mhm.
bummed out, like you said sometimes. So based on all this information that you've given me, I've kind of come up with illness called major depressive disorder that I think you may be struggling with. Have you heard of that before?
Uh, I'm not sure.
Okay. That's okay. It's kind of a sickness in your brain that just kind of won't allow you to be happy. I'm going to actually play a video kind of um, describing it in a better way that I can. So you can just watch this little cute video. Depression is a complex disease, one that can be triggered by several factors, including chemical imbalances in the brain, medical conditions, traumatic life events, and genetics. But depression can start to lift within just a few weeks, provided you find the right combination of effective treatments. This is Your Brain On, where we explore how the world affects our brains and ourselves. Brain imaging studies show that depression is connected to changes in several parts of the brain, especially in three core areas. The first is the amygdala, which regulates emotions like anger, pleasure, and fear. When a person is depressed, the amygdala can become overactive, causing problems with sleep and behavior, as well as balance of key mood hormones. The second area is the hippocampus, which processes memory and regulates stress hormones such as cortisol. One study found it's up to 13% smaller in depressed women, and excess cortisol can stunt the growth of new neurons, creating poor moods and memory. The third main area is the thalamus, which helps link sensory information to good and bad feelings. Problems in the thalamus may be linked to conditions such as bipolar disorder. Changes to these parts of the brain and others mess with key hormones, such as serotonin, which regulates sleep and mood, and norepinephrine, which affects motivation. For some, a depressed mood passes on its own, especially if it was triggered by a particular sad event. But for those with ongoing clinical depression, it can take time to find effective treatment. Stats show sticking with treatment is worth it. One study by the National Institutes of Health showed 80% of people improved within just 4 to 6 weeks of starting medication, therapy, or support groups. Healthy lifestyle choices can help too. Eating a good diet and getting enough sleep can strengthen and repair important brain connections. Overcoming depression may become easier in the future. Scientists are learning more about how factors such as genetics influence depression, which may not only help create new drugs, but also make targeted treatment possible, helping someone with depression feel like herself again. So did that kind of make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you have any questions about that?
No, it made so much sense. I don't have any questions.
Okay, well, that's always good. Um, so the video did mention medication treatment that could help, pills, whatever. So I'm just going to go over some of those options. Have you ever heard of Zoloft or Sertraline?
I've heard of both of those things.
You have? Okay, so Zoloft is kind of the name brand of it. Sertraline's the off brand of that. So this is used for depression, obsessive compulsive disorder in some people, panic attacks, and it kind of works by increasing the serotonin. Do you remember that word from the video, serotonin?
Mhm.
It kind of increases the amounts of that in the brain and kind of helps balance everything out. Um, so do you have any questions about that so far?
Um, I suppose I was just wondering how long I would have to be on it.
Yeah, so it depends on, that's something that I would discuss with your doctor, but it's different for everybody. It's usually, kind of long term until you can kind of
manage or handle those symptoms that you deal with, on your own without medication. But once you started, I would definitely, talk with your doctor about if you did want to go off of it eventually, what that would look like. Okay, good question. So I'm going to talk to you about the side effects of that as well. There are a lot, and there's a lot of side effects that we have to go over with pretty much every medication, because every medication has warnings and just stuff that you should be aware of if you're going to be on that medication, So there's nausea, there's vomiting, diarrhea, constipation at times. Yeah, some unfortunate things, but it's not everything, or it might not be any of these, but it's just stuff that you got to be aware of. Potential weight changes, some dizziness, some potential insomnia, so not being able to go to sleep or stay asleep, headaches, and then there's some more serious ones that you should also be aware of. This is seizures, abnormal bleeding, hives, swelling, difficulty breathing. Again, it sounds scary, I know. But that's why, you communicate these things with me or your doctor about, how you're feeling, so we can make any changes as needed. Did you have any questions about that so far? No, I'm sorry, that's a lot.
No.
Okay.
I think I already experienced some of those symptoms, so I don't know if I could maybe just intensify them or if they just do the same.
Yeah. And there's no way to really know until we try it.
Just more diarrhea on top of my diarrhea.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's something we can do about that, okay? So, like I said, the video mentioned medication treatment and, therapy are kind of the best ways to overcome this disorder. So, just moving forward, I'm going to write a referral for your MD, your doctor, for Zoloft, and kind of have you sign a release of information so that we can all be on the same page. I can get information from your doctor, and we can all kind of, talk about what's working for you, what's not working for you, and kind of the progress of how the medication might be affecting you.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that be improvement, could be getting better, finding the right dosage, maybe we need to increase or decrease some things, or just, medication isn't one size fits all. So, we could try different medications. And, this all takes time as well. So even if you did start the medication today, you're not going to feel 100% better tomorrow. It takes a few weeks and some patience. Did you have any questions